And welcome back to On the Hatch with Hatfield. Like, share, and subscribe to CoVA Sports TV on YouTube, wherever you are, and interact with us. We have a special guest with us here on the program. He is the head football coach of the Region 6B champion North Stafford Wolverines, and they're playing for a Class 6 state championship on Saturday at James Madison University against the reigning champion Oscar Smith Tigers. You see his guys celebrating the Region 6B title right here as they were able to beat Woodbridge and then Al's West Springfield in the state semis. We say hello and congrats to Marquez Hall. Coach, thank you for doing this. Great year for your team so far, and you got one more to go. It's the final game, the last set of practices. You got to be pumped.
Yes, sir. I'm super excited. Like I say, I'm very proud of my boys. They really worked their butts off for this opportunity, and we can't wait to go out and compete.
Well, it's one of the more remarkable stories. North Stafford has a rich tradition going back to the days of Joe Mangano when he took him to the state playoffs, but they fell on some hard times. You inherited a program that was not in the best of shape. I think might have had a winless campaign and a 1-9, but here you go. Last year, you go win 9 games, I think it was, got to the second round of the playoffs, and this year to the state championship. So how have you and your staff and your players gotten things turned around so quickly?
I mean, it was just a process, brick by brick process, situation that we set up. When I took over the program, I had lost a lot of players. So I had a good freshman class coming in. I ended up playing a lot of those guys as freshmen, played like over 20, 21 players as freshmen. And, I mean, we took our lumps, right? Like first year, we went 1-9. The second year, I thought for sure that we was going to win some games. We went 0-10. That was the most humbling experience ever, right? Like I told the guys, like, we rock bottom, all right? You can't get no lower than this. We only can go up from here. So we just kept grinding, kept working. Like I say, brick by brick mentality. Changed the program, had to get rid of some coaches, et cetera, and just kept working, kept grinding. I mean, I'm not from Virginia. I'm from Alabama. And so all I know is just hard work. You just keep working, keep grinding. And then eventually, we put it together. And that's what we did, right? So, I mean, kudos to these kids. Year 3, we went 9-3. Now look at us. Year 4, we 11-3 and playing for a state championship.
That's really awesome. Looking forward to calling your game alongside Andy Hayes on the NFHS Network coming up on Saturday with kickoff at 11:30 a.m. against the Tigers, followed by the Class 5 final with Maury in the Highland Springs at 5 o'clock. You mentioned you're an Alabama boy, so it's the Iron Bowl down there, and they love their football too with Roll Tide or War Eagle and Auburn. So take me through your upbringing. Who were some of the influences in football, and what brought you to North Stafford, your high school, college days, if you can, the mini biography?
Roll Tide all day, every day. I'm an Alabama fan, born and raised. I actually turned down a scholarship to Auburn University, and I ended up going to Vanderbilt University out of high school because I'm an Alabama fan. I wanted to go to Alabama. Alabama didn't recruit me. So I ended up choosing Vanderbilt over Auburn because I couldn't go to Auburn. I'm an Alabama fan. But I'm born and raised in Short, Alabama. I went to high school at Booker T. Washington High School in Tuskegee, Alabama. I was the first person from my high school to go to a Division I college. I was the first person in my high school to win a state championship, too, as well. In track, I was 5'8" state champion in high school. I came second in the 200 in high school. My 4x1 team finished third. 4x4 team finished second. So, I mean, I come from a traditional rich high school in Tuskegee, Alabama. A lot of good athletes down there. I had quite a few coaches that impacted my life that kind of helped mold me into the guy I am today, right? So that's the reason why I coach high school football and I teach in high school too, because I wanted to touch and impact young lives as my life was touched and impacted when I was in high school. And, I couldn't have done it without those influences, those high school coaches that impacted and touched my life. And one of the main things that they told me was just, I don't want nothing in return. Just make sure you pay it forward. So, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do here at North Stafford.
You've got a lot of talented young athletes that we'll touch on here in a moment, Coach. But I remember watching that first game of the season on NFHS Network. You lost to Battlefield on August 28th, a heartbreaker. It was one of a couple of one-point losses. The other one coming to your Commonwealth District rival in Colonial Forge. And I remember telling myself internally, and Battlefield's quarterback got hurt that day. I said, they're going to see them again in the postseason. You almost saw Colonial Forge again as well in the postseason. They ended up losing a heartbreaker, a 2-point conversion play to Woodbridge, who you saw in the regular season as well. Give me just your battles in the district. Riverbend was great this year as well, and they made it to the Class 5 Region D championship. How much did those battles and then your regional battles with those teams in that really deep, rich Region 6B help you on this journey to the state championship game?
I mean, we've been battle tested all year, right? Again, our 10-game regular season, 6 of them was away. We only had 4 home games, so we opened up the year at Battlefield. So I mean, if you watch that game, we should have won that game too as well. We let it get away at the end. Like Battlefield didn't cross the 50-yard line until the fourth quarter, and we was up, 13-0. We was on the goal line a bunch of times, like a lot of opportunities missed that we should have scored, punched in to, put the game away. But, that wasn't the reality. We end up, gave up a couple plays, a couple penalties, late in that game, a couple bad calls, et cetera, that kind of, impacted the game and changed. And we ended up losing on the last play. But, all that is just the resilience, of the team, like everything that we've been through. The experience or whatnot, just make us battle ready, battle tested. Like, again, the same thing that Colonial Forge was up 26-21. At the end of that game, we fought back, came back, and we should have punched it in and put that game away too. But had some late calls, late penalties, et cetera, that, helped them out, and they end up scoring at the end of the game. But it's just a testament of our guys to just overcome all the adversity that we've been through. And then it also helped us too as a team to basically help us overcome all the adversity that we've been through. So, like I said, we didn't play a lot of good teams this year. We done lost a lot of close ones. But at the end of the day, I think that just make us better, make us a better team. Like, we battle tested. Like, we done been down, we done been up. Like, we done been through so many different obstacles this year. I think that's just going to help our team in the long run.
No question about it. And I want to start with, as far as your individuals go, before we dive into the matchup with Oscar Smith coming up on Saturday. You have so many playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. We know one that got dinged up in Kanawha Sullivan, who's one of the nation's top recruits in the class of 2027 that we'll touch on. But I want to begin with 2 defensive guys. Corey Lawrence Freed. This guy is a menace off the edge. 27 sacks. I think he had 4 in a strip sack against Woodbridge in the region championship. And then Javier Hubbard. Lawrence, I think, is a senior. Hubbard's a junior. I think he has 6 interceptions on the year. He had 3 takeaways, a couple for scores in that game against Woodbridge. What have those 2 guys meant? Because it feels like your defense has gotten better as this postseason has gone along. Do you feel the same way? And tell me about Hubbard and Lawrence if you can.
Yeah, so, I mean, my defense, kudos to my defense coordinator, Coach Henshaw, Alan Henshaw. Does a great job for us. All the kids that run through a brick wall for him, he does a really good job game planning each and every week. For the opponent that we are getting ready to face. But defense, if you watched us, like, our defense been lights out all year. We pride ourselves in stopping the run. We're gonna sell out to stop the run, and then once we get you in passing situation, then we can play coverage. But Corey Lawrence, real name is Lyndon Lawrence. His nickname is Corey, and he like to be called Corey, but he's the most underrated player in the state of Virginia. Like, just a phenomenal kid. Like, he don't want all the escalates and all that. All he knows is just hard work, go get it. He started off as a safety for us, but he just worked his way, down inside the box. We was like, man, we can't get this kid off the field. We can put him on the line of scrimmage, play him back off the line of scrimmage at linebacker. He can bump out to nickel. He's just a phenomenal kid. Like, he's really, like, just a standout. He can play whatever you want him to do, man. Like, that kid, he do whatever. Like, I love that kid to death. I hope some teams, come out and recruit him, because he really is a joy. Like, he is going to make whoever recruit him, whoever give him that opportunity, like, he really going to be a steal for him. Like, he's a phenomenal player. He can bend very well. He can go out in coverage. He can tackle. I mean, he can do it all. Like, without him, like, our defense wouldn't be what we are today, for Corey. And by the way, he the district defensive player of the year, the regional defensive player of the year, first team all linebacker. Just a phenomenal kid. Like, he deserves everything that he gets. And then Javi is a phenomenal athlete too as well. Like, he missed a couple games. late in the year. He missed like 3 games, but coming back off of that, he had an ankle injury, but he didn't really step it up too. Like, he fully healthy. Like, we had a couple guys injured. Now we back at full strength, and he does a phenomenal job for us too as well. He got good ball skills. He can run. He plays some receiver too. He got good hands, run good routes. Just a phenomenal player, man. And that's just kudos to my coaching staff, the program that we're running. That's one thing we pride ourselves in developing the talent that we have. This ain't like college or the pros where you can pick the guys you want. You get dealt a certain hand, and when you get dealt that hand, it's on us to develop the talent that you have. So that's one thing that we pride ourselves on is develop the talent that we have. And oh, by the way, like all our guys had good grades. Like we never had a guy to not qualify to go to college. So that's one thing that we pride ourselves on too as well.
That's outstanding. A few more minutes here with Marquez Hall. He's the head football coach of the North Stafford Wolverines, Region 6B champs, trying to become VHSL Class 6 state champs on Saturday to take on the reigning champ from a year ago in the Oscar Smith Tigers. Our guest here on CoVA Sports TV. It's on the hash with Hatfield. And 9 of those 34 takeaways, courtesy of Mr. Hubbard for you. Offensively, a lot of weaponry, coach. Let's dive in on it. Chase Sullivan, your quarterback. I think he's got 27 touchdown passes. You got a couple of different backs that can do it. Antoine Barnes, a sneaky good wide receiver that maybe not enough folks in the state know about, and you have been able to compensate for Sullivan, Kanaz, that is, being sidelined because you have so many different guys that touch the football, right?
Yeah, man. We always had athletes. Like, Kanaz going down is a big loss for us. The good thing is that we got, other athletes that can step in and make plays too. So it's just the next guy up mentality. And I'm really proud of my senior class. They really have stepped it up a big notch, with Kanaz going down for us, like Antoine Barnes, Ricky Atkins, Ontario Washington, Chase Sullivan, Alon Lester, Caden Barnes, like those guys have really picked it up, so the production that we got out of Kanaz, I mean, they didn't stepped it up and stepped up and picked it up, in replace of Kanaz. And like I said, we going out here trying to win this thing for Kanaz too as well, man. He mean a lot to the program, a lot to this football team. We care about him, deeply. Unfortunately, that he got injured the Woodbridge game, early in the first quarter, but he gonna recover well. He should come back next year, healthy, and we're just gonna go out and just try to do the best that we can to win this game for him.
Now you take on an Oscar Smith team that won the championship a year ago. They have a quarterback who's a junior committed to UVA, and Lonnie Andrews III, a 4-star wide receiver headed to Michigan, and Travis Johnson, among other very talented players on this roster. What must you do both offensively and defensively to have an opportunity to win this thing coming up on Saturday?
I mean, the most important thing, like we prepare for everybody the same. We don't underestimate no opponent. We respect everybody. But the most important thing is just playing North Stafford football. Just doing what we're supposed to do, taking care of the things that we're supposed to take care of. North Stafford beat North Stafford, right? That's the only way, in my opinion, that we lose if we beat ourselves, if we hurt ourselves. As long as we minimize the mistakes, take care of the football, don't give up explosive plays, play good defense and, go down and score, all right, when we get the opportunity. I mean, I think we'll be fine. Oscar Smith was a good program. They got good players, great coaches, defending state champions. We have much respect for them. But the game is played on the football field, right? So, I mean, again, like I like my Jimmy over there, Joe's. And we're going to go out and we're going to be prepared. And we're going to go out and see where the chips fall, when it come on Saturday. We're going to be ready to play, war ready.
There you go. Before we let you run here, what do you notice about them on film in terms of what the Tigers do? And do they remind you of anybody you've seen, be it in your district or outside during this playoff run? Because they are a pretty unique program, much like you guys.
Yeah, I mean, so they do a lot of different things. Like they got, the different packages, whatnot. They spread package. They got a big boy package. They got many different packages to feature their offense. Like they big, they're physical, they look apart. They got good athletes. They wear a coach. So it's gonna be a tough task. And we're up for the challenge. But like I say, in our region, we done played a lot of different teams. We done seen every formation that you can see, right? all the defenses too as well. So I mean, I think that didn't help prepare us, for this moment, for this game, and the different packages that they come out in. And like Riverbend, like Colonial Forge, like Battlefield, West Springfield, all these different teams, each team is different in their own way. So, and then we adjusted to that. So, I mean, at this point, man, my guys, they didn't see it all. They're going to be prepared to play, and we'll let the chips fall where they fall.
Should be a fun one coming up with the Oscar Smith Tigers and the North Stafford Wolverines. Again, the kickoff is coming up at 11:30 a.m. on Saturday. Tigers checking in at 12-1, Wolverines at 11-3. Winner gets the Classics Championship. Marquez Hall, our guest, the head football coach of those Wolverines of North Stafford. Thank you so much for the time. All the best. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday, and we'll talk again soon.
All right. Thank you.
We've got more coming your way. It's On the Hash with Hatfield. Like, share, and subscribe, and keep it tuned, locked and loaded to CoVA Sports TV.